Good morning, students. My name is Jyoti and I am working as PGT Computer Science in Kendriya Vidyalaya Slight Longowal. Today I am going to discuss with you the topic of data structures in Python. This is a topic in class 12th, and according to the latest syllabus of CBSE 2020-21, the topics that should be covered in data structures for class 12th includes list. As you all know that you have already learned and made so many programs based on list, but still we will cover the main topics of list, the main operations of list that we need to cover, that we need to understand the main topics of class 12th. These are stack and queues. In stack and queues we will learn two operations: push and pop in case of stack, insert and delete in case of queue, and both the implementations will be done on the basis of list. Okay, so what are the prerequisites to learn this lesson? You must already know how to create a list because you have already done it in class 11th. What are the main operations that can be done on list, and what are the inbuilt functions of Python that are available on list? Students, you must know these things in advance. If anything from these things is not clear to you, you should just review the list topic from your class 11th book or notebook, whichever is available to you. Still, I will cover the main introduction to list in this video, as well as the main operations, the main functions that will require to understand or to implement stack and queues. Okay. The main objective of this video, the learning objective of our lesson is you will come to know the basic concepts of the basic theory of stacks and queues. What are stack and queues and how they work? And you will be obviously the main implementation area. You will be able to make programs on stack and queues in Python shell. Okay. So we are having two topics mainly, stack and queues. So all the topics cannot be covered in one video. So in this video, I am going to cover the review of list so that the basic introduction of list is clear to you, so that you will be able to make the programs of stack and queues easily. And stacks we will cover in this video, queues we will cover in the next video. So the main topics that we are going to cover in this video are data structures. What are data structures? What are its types in Python? We will review the class 11th list. Okay. And then we will introduce stacks, operations of stack, and some example programs. Okay. So we will start with what is a data structure. In journal language, data structure means a structure which can hold some data together. For example, if I say A is equal to 5, then it's not a data structure actually. Data structure means a combination of data, collection of data. So in other words, they are used to store a collection of related data. Okay, they are called as data structures. In Python, we should not go in theoretical details of what are data structures, but it will be clear from this diagram only what are data structures in Python. Basically, there are two types of data structures: primitive and non-primitive. Primitive we have already covered in detail in class 11th. Almost all the programs need these primitive data types: integers, floats, strings, and booleans. They are all clear to you already. In case of non-primitives also you have done list, tuples, and dictionaries already. So there are some more arrays, sets, and files. We are concerned with list only. So from list we are having, linear and non-linear list. In linear list, in case of linear list, we are having stack and queues. In case of non-linear list, we have graphs and trees. Luckily, we do not have non-linear list in our syllabus at all. So we are concerned with linear list only. Now, what is a linear data structure? Linear data structure means in a linear data structure, the data items are organized sequentially or linearly. Like you must recall your list. It is indexed from 0, then 1, then 2. So you can traverse all the items of the list one after another using their index value. This is a linear data structure. It is having an order in which the values are stored, in which the values are traversed, and all. Okay. So all the items in the linear data structures can be traversed during a single run. You have already done it using a for loop. You can go to each and every element of the list or a linear data structure. Okay. Now we will just give a review to list in Python. What is a list? List is used to store collection of heterogeneous items. Collection means it is always more than one. Only then it will become a list. Heterogeneous means the list can have two integers, two floats, two strings, two characters, two booleans. So different types of data can be combined in a list. Okay. Mutable, this was the main property of list, and we also covered tuple in class 11th. It was immutable. We cannot use tuple here. We will use list here because of its mutable nature, so that we can insert and delete elements from it. Okay, you might be knowing we have done sorting algorithms in class 11th, and we used list only there because we have to interchange their place values. Okay. You can recognize the list by their square brackets. All the list elements are enclosed within square brackets and the values are separated by comma. They are comma separated values. Okay, this is the introduction or basic definition. What are the manipulations on list? What operations do we cover in case of list? We add new items in a list, we remove some items from the list, or we can sort or reverse a list. We are having inbuilt functions in Python to do all these operations. We will just discuss the operations that we will require for our stack and queue only. So take an example. Suppose we are having a list. Its name is list num. It is having 7 elements, 3, 6, 8, 4, 9, 2, 8 separated by commas. Now you might remember there are two types of indexings available in list. This is here. Its length is 7, and you might be knowing, you might be remembering the method to the function to calculate the length of a list is len. List name dot length. So you will come to know the length of the list. And there are two types of indexes available. The one is index this. It will go to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to the last element, and one is negative index which starts from the last element -1, -2 and so on up to the last element. So there are two types of indexing available in case of list. Okay. Now some operations on list, and I will also discuss with you which operation we will use for our stacks and queues. Okay. And why not the other one? This we will discuss when we will actually learn what is a stack and what is a queue. Okay, so the first function, taking the same list as in the previous example. So add 11. Just a minute, I should take a pen for you. Add 11 to the list num with append function. So I'm going to use append function here. Append function means append function always adds a number, a digit or any element to the end of the list, but a single element. Okay, so if I say list name dot append 11, it will add 11 to the end of the list. Okay, so append function is always going to add an element to the end of the list. Remember this thing. And there is another function insert. It is also used to add an element to the list but at a particular index. So in this function I am going to add 11 but at index 3, as the index of the list starts from 0, so it will be 0, 1, 2, 3. This will be the third position where 11 will be at it. Okay, so there are two functions, append and insert. Append will always add to the end of the list. Insert is used when we have a particular index at which I want to add an element. Okay, next. For deleting, again we have built-in functions for deleting items from the list. I am covering two here, and which one we will use for our function, for our stacks and queues, I will discuss that also. I want to remove a data item 8. Means it's not index, it's the data item only 8 from the list. Okay, so we are already having this list. It will delete the first occurrence. This will be deleted, so the rest 3, 6, 4, 9, 2, 8 will be available. So it will delete the value 8. So remove will take a value which will be deleted from the list. The first occurrence will be deleted from the list. Now indexed deletion. I say pop -2. So whatever element is there at -2, -1, -2. So this 2 will be deleted. So we will be left with 3, 6, 8, 4 9, 2 will be deleted 8. So pop is used to delete an element from a particular index. And if I leave this blank, if I say list num.pop and I do not do anything here, I do not need any index here, I do not put any index over here, it will delete the last element. Okay, without index it will delete the last element. Remember this. So there are two functions for insertion, there are two functions for deletion. Which one we will use for our stacks or queues, I will discuss. What type of functionality we need, accordingly we will use them. Okay, now what is a stack? First of all, it's a container of objects. Container, it's a box opened from one end. So all the objects can be inserted or removed according to last in first out concept. How? LIFO concept. How? Consider this, just like it's a stack of books. It's a stack of books. Okay, it's a stack of plates. Now you will add every element at the top of the stack. You will add every book from the top of the stack. You will add every plate from the top. यहाँ से रखना शुरू करेंगे. And from where you will take one book out? From here only. यहीं से जाएगी. यहीं से एक प्लेट उठाएंगे. नीचे से तो नहीं उठाएंगे. So insertion and deletion is going from one end only. The book I put into the stack at last will be the first one to go out. The plate I put on this stack at last will be the first to go out. So that's why I said last in, first out. Okay. Next, there are two operations on stack, push and pop. Push means insertion, pop means deletion. These are some conventional names given to stack, and whenever you will cover the topic of stack, whenever you will discuss the topic of stack, you will not say insert, delete. You will always say push and pop. So there are two operations, push and pop. Working is same. Push means you are inserting an element into the stack. Pop means you are deleting an element from the stack. But there is a naming convention that we use these type of names here, push and pop. Okay, and there is something called top here. What is top? Top is just like an index. It's an index of the last element inserted or pushed into the stack, or the element that has to be popped out from the stack. It tells the index of that element. Okay, so this is last in first out. Again the diagram showing push and pop. Whatever element has gone in at last will be the first one to go out. That's why it is called as LIFO, last in first out. Okay, so how we will insert an element into the stack? See, this stack is empty. The indexing is 0 1 2 3 4. So, okay, now I insert an element, suppose dollar here. I insert an element, suppose dollar here. So I give a command, suppose push dollar. Dollar will be inserted here and the position of the top will be here. The last element inserted, so top is 0. Again I insert 10, so top is 1 here. Again I insert 2, top is 0 1 2. Index will be the index of the top will be 2 here, or the value of the top will be 2 here. Okay. Now what is deletion or pop an element from the stack? Suppose this is a stack full of elements. I want to delete an element. I do not have any option that which element I will delete. I can delete only 5 because it is the last element that has been pushed into the stack. So I can delete only 5. I can pop only 5, not anything else. If I want to pop 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, I will have to pop all the other elements that are above that element into the stack. Okay, so first of all I will pop 5, then 4, then 3, then 2 and then 1, and the stack will be empty. Clear? Now what is top? I have already discussed with you. It is the index of the topmost element of the stock, or it is the recent element pushed into the stack. Okay, so you must know three things now. What is top, what is push, and what is pop, and how they are theoretically or from diagrammatically you should be clear that what they are doing exactly. Programming we will cover now. Implementation of stacks in Python. Implementation means when you will add an element to the stack, it is known as push operation. You already know. You know that we are going to add an element or push an element into the stack at the end only. So we will be using only append function. We cannot use insert option here because we do not have any option to insert an element with an index. We can only insert at the end of the stack. So only append function will be used. Very simple. Whenever you have to push an element into the stack, you just use append function and it will do the same operation as of push of a stack. I want to remove an element from the stack, means I want to do pop operation. Again, it is simple with pop function of the list. Pop function, without giving an index value here, it will leave it blank. It will pop, it will delete the last element from the stack. This is what we require. So, implementation of stacks is very simple in case of Python as compared to other programming languages because we are having inbuilt functions append and pop available. We just have to call them and use them. Okay, how? See the programming. I have made these programs already. I am showing you the working. The theoretically I will make you understand these things. Just a minute. Yes. And actually how they will run we will do in the next video so that the timing will not become an issue for us. So in this program, just see, I have taken a stack and I have printed original stack just to show how push and pop are implemented. I take an element from the user in new. So simply when I want to push, I just used this function stack.append new. Stack is the name of the list which is being used as stack. I just called its append function and inserted or pushed new into it. So as soon as I used this function, it will add an element to the end of the list as per LIFO operation, and I can print the stack after this. Now if I want to pop, I just used stack.pop. I just stored stack.pop in X just to show in the output that which element has been popped out. Otherwise, it is not necessary. You can just say stack.pop and just you can print what is left in the stack. So when I will run this program, it will print original stack as I have printed it for showing the correct result. Then I put 5. I want to put 5. 5 is inserted at the end of the stack. So now after 4 we are having a 5 also. And last element 5. इसके लिए for this I had stored X here so that I can show which element has been deleted. Otherwise it is not a necessity. So 5 has been deleted, 5 has been popped. So I'm left with 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 4 only. So only two functions, otherwise it is rest of the things are to show the correct output or beautification of the output. Otherwise we are having only two functions to be used here. One is stack.append, one is stack.pop. Very simple. Okay, you can make a menu driven program over here. Just an assignment for you. If you want to make it more appealing, you can make a menu driven program in which you will introduce a stack. You will ask the user what he wants to do, push or pop. Okay, if he enters for push, you just enter a new element from the user and call the append function. If he opt for pop, you just call the function stack.pop and show the result after removing the element. So you can make a menu driven program for this also. Okay, I hope you are clear with all these concepts. So in the next video we will cover queues and we will implement this stack program as well as queue program on the Python compiler, and I will show how it will run. Thank you so much.